Welcome back, guys, to Economicstaan. We are back again with another podcast. As we promised that we will be doing podcasts, but the frequency is a bit less. But we make sure that the quality is always there, and we always try to make sure whatever content we are putting up on the platform, be it on our website or on the YouTube channel, everything is very well researched and is having some sense of quality that it makes everyone, all the readers and the audiences, be get something good out of it. So that is all we are looking for, and that is all we are working with, and that's what brings us to this topic, which is a very interesting one. We decided on this topic on a very long discussion. So several things were going on in our heads, but we somehow stood with this, that one of the very key factors that is associated with economics is the spending and the consumption. So both the things are very interrelated, both the things are correlated to each other, and both the things are a key part of everyone's daily routine, not only when we are talking about economics, but a key routine of everyone's life. So that's what we figured out, that this is a very key concept that needs to be discussed. And we have a very wonderful person with us, Phoebe Ebokiki, if I'm not pronouncing her name wrong. Uh,
Yeah.
so we decided on this topic with her help. She only went came to us with this topic, that this is something which we can discuss in detail, and which is a with see do both the things are quite related, but people, when you feel like combining both the topics at the single disposal, it becomes difficult for several ones. So we figured out that this could be a different thing, this could be a new thing, and Phoebe has been working with us since a few days, and she is from Nigeria, and we are blessed to have you as a as a ghostwriting intern, as, or we can say that just an intern, not the ghostwriting, but she's working in
Mm.
different aspects. So that's what makes it special working with us, that you get to explore different origins. So just to make sure that you are, if you want to work with us, you can work with us in several roles. The roles are open. You can visit our website economicstaan.com for all the details. But moving on from that, we will start today's podcast, which is on the topic of the psychology of spending. So both the things are quite correlated. Both the things are always there with us. Both the things we always talk about. Both the things we always have in our minds. But while taking up decisions, we somehow hold back. So that's why Phoebe has been kind enough to bring forward this topic to us, and Phoebe is there, going to be there with us for the podcast, and she's going to put forward the points in a very nice manner. Let's just see what Phoebe has in store for us. And Phoebe, to start with, let's just have a small introduction of yours.
Hi, everyone. My name is Phoebe Aibokiki, and I'm a lifestyle content writer. I work for Economicstaan, like Rian said. So, I write lifestyle content. I write on relationship. I write on economics. I write on food. I write on every single thing that you can think of when it comes to lifestyle. I write on that. So, I've been working for Economicstaan for like 2 months now, and like Rian said, we came up with this topic because every single person is affected when it comes to spending. Every single person needs money. Everyone wants to have money. Everyone work so that they can have money to be able to spend. So it is everybody's affected by it, which is why we came up with this topic to be able to inform us and also to talk about how it is affecting us, how we can work on it, and how it can be so much more better for us. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
why.
So Phoebe, just putting your point forward, like taking your point forward, I would like to mention a few things. Yeah. So putting your keeping your point forward, moving on, proceeding with the talks. So it's a quite normal thing that we don't think while we are taking a decision for buying, right? We don't we tend to
Mm-hmm.
buy something which we don't usually need, but it's a want sort of stuff
Yeah.
that is going on with us, and we tend to buy that thing. So just
Mm.
diving deep into that aspect, we know that some decisions while of spending things is somehow very emotional, not being very logical, right? So, what are
Mm.
the things that, what do you think that we are usually, keeping note of while making those decisions? And what do you think that, we could do to, make sure that this is not going to happen? So just please, like we have this thing for the second one. So the basically we would like to know your opinion on why do you think that spending sometimes becomes emotional rather than being logical.
Mm. So yeah, like Ryan said, we sometimes think that, I mean, we are logical when it comes to spending, when it comes to money, but most times is actually how we are affected at that particular moment. What is wrong with us at that particular moment is basically not because maybe we are thinking that okay, I don't want to spend money on this thing, or maybe we are being logical on some parts of spending and all. The thing is, first of all, what do we call money? I mean, money is like what we use in buying something in simple terms. We have to, we are human beings, and for us to be able to grow and for us to be able to become a better person, to be a better human, we need to have money. We need to be able to provide for ourselves. And how are we being able to provide for ourselves? We need money to provide for ourselves. We need money to buy anything that we need. So I mean, what is spending? It is you using money to buy something. So they are interwoven. I mean, and whenever we are hearing of money, we definitely are spending. So which brings us to the topic, the psychology of spending. There's a reason why we make money, and there's a reason why we want to keep money to be able to get something. So sometimes we now feel like we are being logical when it comes to money. Meanwhile, it is basically we being emotional. Like, okay, think of the times that you've bought something. Is it every single thing that you've bought that you actually needed? No. There are
No.
sometimes that you buy something because I mean you just feel like you want to buy something, or you just feel like, oh my god, I'm so happy right now, let me celebrate myself, you guys, let's go out, let's go and party, let's go and get something, just like, I mean, it's not because I mean there's any particular thing for that moment. It is because of how we are feeling at that moment, our emotions. So sometimes we are not logical when it comes to, I mean, money or anything. It has to do with our emotions. Think of so many times that you've spent money on things that you should not even spend money on. So I mean, which is something that we need to work on, because there are times that you know that okay, you need money for this thing, but at that moment you're not able to get that money. So let's say that you've saved up money for that particular moment. I mean, you know that okay, you are going to need money at this particular point, and you've been able to save some emergency funds. So when that time comes and you need money for something very, very important, you'll be able to go back to your savings, pick out of there to make use of that particular thing you need at that moment. But when you've spent based on your emotions and everything, and you didn't even think to save or do anything at that particular moment, when it comes to the time that you need money to do something, you would not be able to get it. That is what brings people to going out to borrow money to be able to fund what they need to fund at that particular moment. So we need to curb it. And another thing is the role of social media. Sometimes you I mean you go online and you be like, okay, I just want to go through social media today and just let me just scroll through Instagram. Like let me just scroll through Instagram, and you get to see that okay, you enter Instagram and you're already seeing that you've spent so much money already on what? Just because an influencer that was paid I mean, influencers are paid to make you want to buy something. Influencers are paid to make you want something. So definitely I mean, when a good influencer introduces something to you online, you would want to buy it. Emphasis on a good influencer, and we come across good influencers every day. So let's say you open Instagram and you see a good influencer that is trying to market a particular product to you, and you say that okay, Ah, I like this product. You open your wallet, bam, you've paid. No, it is not supposed to be like that. When you continue to do that on a daily basis, you pay today, the second day, you pay another one. That is how your money, you will not even think that you are spending until you now check your account balance. You'll be like, oh, I'm not supposed to have spent this much. So that also needs to be curbed. So the role of social media, I mean, the role social media is playing is so, so huge. There are so many things that we shouldn't have purchased that we don't even need at all. But we end up buying just because we just want to buy it. Or maybe we are just sad at that moment and you want to make yourself happy. Instead of you trying to fix what is wrong with you at that moment, you decide to buy that thing. What if you don't have that money at that particular moment? What would you have done? So that is what you would think about that. Okay, I don't have this. Okay, let me think like I don't have this money at this particular moment. Then let me do something else. Let me like try to like do something else to be able to fix what exactly is wrong with me without me spending. So that I would stop there too
Yeah.
for Riansh to.
No, perfectly. You put forward the points pretty well. So that's what I like. I just like your point that when we are emotional, when sometimes we feel low, we tend to order some food. Sometimes we tend to be bored. We just scroll down the social media platforms and we feel that this
Mhm.
T-shirt is very good. This shoes is very good. So we tend to
Yeah.
buy things we don't actually need at that point of time. But yeah, it's
Mhm.
just the urge to take that thing that I also want that. If that my
Mm.
favorite influencer is sharing something, I want that. If some
Mm.
influencer who is already very rich in his or her household and already has a lot
Exactly.
of funds, they are they are already getting paid to go do this video, but still we don't think twice before getting on to
Mhm.
buying that product. So that's all is the role of social media is huge when we talk about spending. When it especially it is a thing when it's not logical spending, it's just emotional spending that we are doing. So social media plays a very huge role, and we just rightly pointed out how well people are just getting moved by the way of talking of things, right? Some people are just taking up money to talk about that particular product, but people are not getting making any sense out of it. They are just getting to going to buy that product. That is making the entire the entire household spending structure very difficult, given the fact that we
Mhm.
don't think while buying something. We just go and buy that because we are being told by someone else on the platform that you should take this product, you should buy this product, x product, y
Mhm.
product. So this is all going around. And
Yeah.
uh, also the emotional thing is very much intact, no, that we have whenever we are extremely happy, we feel like just order some cakes, order some pastries, all that of all sorts of stuff. But it's all right there in front of our eyes, but we don't look at it from the deep perspective. So
Mm.
uh, bringing on, like, moving on from this thing, when we attach emotions to buying, when we attach emotions to spending, when we attach social media to spending, there's a very big concept that comes up to my mind, and it is very evident that we all are a victim of it. I can assure you that we will be definitely getting some comments regarding that. We all are a victim of it, which is impulse buying,
Yeah.
right? So impulse buying
Mm.
is something which is it's a thing that we are all in a sort of a trap around it, right? We are already
Mhm.
doing an impulse buying, making an impulse buying decision, but we don't know that. And I believe I can
Mm.
assure you, Phoebe, that even a person who is a very senior citizen is also making some impulse buying decision. So it's a
Yes. Yes.
very common thing. But we tend to forget that. Like whenever we are, I would like to give forward one example. So whenever you visit some multi-brand store, or whenever you visit a grocery store, or a very supermarket store sort of stuff, uh, you will observe that when at the billing counters they have small chocolates right around, like beside the counters. They have
Mhm.
socks. They have sometimes some sort of stuff which you don't usually need, but it's there. You feel like it's kept there just for you to buy it. So
Mm.
you tend to buy it. You don't need the lollipops, but you tend to buy it. So
Mm.
everything. when you go to a supermarket, you just feel like you don't need those things, but you so I'll tell you an example that whenever I go to a supermarket, I go to buy a I visit there to buy a certain sort of product. But then what, I don't know what, God forbid what happens, something comes up in my mind that I need to buy this, I need to buy X, I need to buy Z items, I need to buy this and that. So I end up buying. I went in the supermarket to buy a single thing. I end up buying 4 to 5 other items, which I don't usually like, which I don't need at that moment. So that is what impulse buying is all about, and we are all, just becoming a victim of it. So it's not that impulse buying is only on the physical uh, presence. We are also having this impulse buying decision at the online fronts. So while we do while we go forward to online stores, there are so many platforms which comes up with offers, some big billion day offers. So Amazon has this great festival, so they have
Mm-hmm.
all those things going around. Lots of sales are going around. We tend to, there's a certain product that you like so much, but you don't need to buy at that moment, but you might need it at some later stage, but you end up buying just because they are running a sale on that. So all those things are coming up, and they are, you know grabbing your money and just making you spend on certain things that you don't need at that moment. So Phoebe, I would like to know your take. Like, I would like to have an example from you for the impulse buying thing, because I'm sure that you must be also doing some impulse buying decisions.
I mean, there are a lot of times that I mean, I've been so affected by this. There are a lot of times that, okay, most especially for women, you want to buy a dress, and or let's say you have a plug that you buy your dresses from, and you just like I mean, and definitely you have that person's contacts where you get to see every new collection they have or the old collection that they are trying to sell out. Then you just be like, you're just scrolling one day and you just see your favorite plug post a dress saying that this is like there's like a flash sale on this dress that you're supposed to get it for like a 20,000 naira, but you can easily get it for like a 15,000 naira now. And you'll be like, oh my god, that is like 5,000 naira off the money already. I mean, and maybe you have like a 30K inside your account, and okay, you are like, let me just maybe I still have 30,000 naira. I can easily just take out 15,000 naira and buy whatever I want to buy. Then you enter your account, you take out 15,000 naira, you've made that purchase. Why? I mean, how were you able to make that purchase? The person selling that product have been able to cajole you into buying that product because of the 5,000 naira discount. So, I mean, it has happened to me a lot of times. It is after I buy the dress that I'll be like, oh my God, I'm not even supposed to spend this money. So it has happened to me like a lot of times on dresses, like Rian said, at supermarkets. I mean, you want to buy a particular fruit, and there are different chocolates added to it already. That if you are buying this fruit, you'll be getting this chocolate for free. The people selling that product already knows that maybe the chocolate is not so much money, but because you want that chocolate, you go for that product so that you can get that chocolate for free. You've ended up buying the product, and you've ended up spending the money that you are not supposed to spend. So it has happened to me a lot of times, most especially me buying dresses. Yes.
Exactly. So, buying dresses a very, buying dresses is such a huge thing with women, that not that you like just the not the millennials people, but it's a quite
Mhm.
common thing, but with all the age groups. So, being women, you people tend to buy so much of things that you don't usually need.
Yes.
So,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
all of that falls under your impulse buying decisions. So it's not the need of the hour, it's just your want that makes you take such scarce decisions which are not required at that moment. So yeah,
Mm.
moving on from that, I might be getting some hint in the comments, so I won't drag forward this topic. So, Phoebe, you talked about getting a discount of 5,000 nairas, or you might like from the Indian context, you might be getting some discounts of some rupees off, some percentages off. So we we tend to get into the trap of the smaller things. So smaller discounts, smaller things, and all those things. But it's not only from the perspective of the smaller discounts. It's also from the perspective of that the common trend which has been going around, especially since the recent past 4 to 5 years. We can see that the presence of EMIs, the presence of loans, the presence of splitting down your payments into four equal installments, five installments,
mm,
all sorts of things is
yes.
making you drag, making you buy things which you don't usually can
Mm-hmm.
afford. But you end up buying such things which is, I guess, which shouldn't be bought by you given the financial
Mm,
perspective that you have, but you end up buying because you feel that I can be paying 6 months, I can be paying 12 months for this particular item,
mm,
which I might not afford given the fact that I have the present financial perspective of mine. So
mm,
this is all a setup that is being done by the several companies. So I'm not sure about the current situation in Nigeria, Phoebe, but in our country, in India, what we have is that you can buy even a movie ticket with your EMIs. So just look at the
mm,
scenario. You can buy a small movie ticket which comes up in 150, like 250 rupees, 250 INR, or say for example 400 INR, which is also a very small amount. But people are
mm,
doing that. People are buying movie tickets with EMIs. People are buying
mm,
airline tickets with EMIs. People are buying
mm,
iPhones with EMIs. So iPhone you can understand. At a point, iPhone is understandable that you want to buy a phone which is a luxury phone and you can't
yeah.
afford it in a single go, so you end up buying that, right? But
Mm,
while buying movie tickets, while buying airline tickets, which is a very not that expensive stuff, not that very luxury stuff, but you tend to buy
mm,
because you are getting to buy that stuff by paying in smaller
mm.
installments. So I'd like to know your take on this. Like, what do you think that do you think that paying small making a situation wherein you can pay small to buy a certain stuff makes an individual to spend more on an item than they should have done, or it's just normal for some set of people? What is your take on this?
First of all, paying small, small on an item is both a good financial decision and a bad financial decision. It is a good financial decision if you are paying small, small on an item that you really, really need. An item that you know that you cannot do without. Maybe you need that item and you know that you cannot do without that item. So you want to purchase that item, but your salary for the month, you cannot say that okay, you want to use all your salary for the month to purchase that item because you would not be able to have anything remaining for yourself. So what do? You like dissect your salary into like 10 parts, use one particular part to pay for that item small, small. That is understandable because you really need the item, which means you've sat down, you've thought about it, you've asked yourself, and you finally come to the decision that okay, you need that item. Then paying small, small for that item is not a bad financial decision. But when it becomes a bad financial decision is when you are buying something every single time. Okay, let's take for instance, we women, we love to buy ears a lot, like luxury ears, luxury bags, luxury shoes. So is it every single day or is it every single month that you want to keep buying luxury bags, luxury shoes, luxury ears? No, because you have so much more to invest your money in. You have so much more you want to do with your money. So you cannot keep buying luxury bags, luxury shoes, luxury ears every single day or every single month. It will tell on your financials. So now take for instance, you are paying small small on a luxury year. Maybe you just recently bought a luxury year, maybe like last month, and this month you saw somebody that just posted that started selling years, and the person was like, you can pay small small, and be like, okay, you can pay 5,000 naira now, pay 5,000 naira later, pay five. That is a very bad financial decision because that 5,000 naira is supposed to go into something else that you really need. You've purchased a luxury year. You don't need a luxury year for like more than after a year, 2 years, if you can manage your years very well. So you don't need a luxury year. You don't need to be paying small, small for a luxury year. You can pay small, small for another package that you know that you really, really need. So paying small, small is both a good financial decision and a bad financial decision, depending on how you are doing it. That's what I have to say about it.
Yeah, so I have a line with me, so I would like to point forward to this. So you just mentioned
Okay.
that you one small item here, one small item there. So and so I got this line from you only that when you get to know about the entire situation, the debit alert every month, it's just like greeting you like an ex, right? So I got this point very interesting from your writing. So I figured that this is a very common thing that is around going around with all the people. So
Yeah.
we we do say that we forgot our exes. We tend to say that we forgot our exes and all those stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like that EMI that comes around in our minds every month. So
Yeah.
one is that one alert comes around in our phones and another alert comes in our minds. So the it's all the both the things are correlated. Both the things are very much painful to you, but yes, it keeps on coming around every month. So that's the thing that is going around with the world right now. Putting forward this thing, we have a very, we'd like to have to give a closer to the podcast with a very different set of closer that we do have these all sorts of spending. So we have talked a lot about the spending stuff, like how we are, dragged to spend on things which we don't need at the moment. But like we do have some ways to protect this. We do have some ways to redo this, not redo this, but yeah, we can protect ourselves from spending carelessly. So we'll we'll hop on to that for now.
Sorry, you want me to explain
No,
on?
no.
Sorry,
Just,
can you come again on that?
I'm just talking about that. So we'll just hop on to that,
Okay.
you know, to just make sure that how we can control the spending triggers that we are getting.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
so we do get some sort of spending triggers when we are going on in some supermarkets. We do get some spending triggers when we are on social media all the time. We do get some spending triggers when we feel very low, very happy, and some very high triggering emotional points as well. There are some other financial triggers which somehow we tend to unfollow, given the fact that we should be following a set of structure while making some financial decisions, but we are not
Mm-hmm.
doing that. So the thing is, being humans, we sometimes tend to take irrational decisions where we should have
Mm-hmm.
been taking some rational decisions. So, but being humans, it's all okay. We are all humans. We are made to do some errors. We are all
Mm-hmm.
made to have some things do go in a very vague direction, but we tend to come back. So that is all this particular topic is about. I would like to know your viewpoint on this. Then I'll close it off with with my statement. Yeah.
Mm. So the thing is, we human beings are actually not bad with money. Like we are not bad with money. We spending like that makes us human. But we can only say we want to be spending like that if we have been able to have so much money, and even if we have so much money and we still do not try to work on it, on our spending habits, we are still going to go back to when we do not have any money. So I mean, there are four things I feel like you need to do for you to be able to control the way you spend, for you to be able to know, okay, am I supposed to do this? Am I supposed to not do this? And the first thing is waiting for um like okay, yes, like create a 24 hours rule. Let's just start with that. You know that, okay, you want to Let's say you're scrolling through Instagram, like the example I gave, and you saw a particular product that you really like. But let's say you don't even really like it, but you just want to buy it because you are happy in that moment. Why not wait for 24 hours and see that, okay, do I still need to buy this thing? Do I really like this thing? Wait for 24 hours, think about it. As a matter of fact, it has happened to me a lot of times. There are times that I want to buy something and I feel like, okay, ah, let me just wait, because and the times that I think about that is when I really do not have much money in my account. When I have so much money in my account, I don't think about it. But when I do not have much money in my account, that's when I think about, okay, let me wait for 24 hours and see if I'm actually going to still need this thing. So why do I have to wait till then? What, even if I have so much money in my account, why can't still I say that, okay, I want to wait for 24 hours? That is because I'm human. So we are human. It is understandable. So another thing is for you to be like, create a 24 hours rule. Think about it and do it like, okay, do I need this money? Do I not need, I mean, do I need to buy this thing? Do I not need to buy this thing? So if after 24 hours you feel like you don't need to buy it, then that means you just escaped an impulse buying. But if after 24 hours you see like you still need this thing, then that you can go ahead to purchase it. That is not you wasting your money. That is you buying it because you really need it. Do you understand? So I feel like, I mean, that's the first thing that you really, really need to do. And another thing is for you to budget for enjoyment. We've been saying that you need to spend, I mean, you don't need to spend on things that you, I mean, that does not really matter to you, or things that you don't really need. But we are not, I mean, you can't say you would spend every single thing you earn on on everything you want to enjoy. You have to be able to say, okay, this is how much out of what you earn that you want to spend for the month. So yes, you have to enjoy. You are making your money and you have to enjoy, but budget for it. You can say, okay, out of maybe you earn like a 300,000 every month, then budget like you can dissect it into 10 parts. Use a part for enjoyment. So and another thing is for you to unfollow every financial triggers. I mean, some things that are controlling your financials. You know, things that when you see you will want to buy. Okay, like me now, I know that I love lip glosses a lot. So anytime I see a lip gloss, anytime I see someone selling lip gloss online, I would want to patronize that person because that person is selling what I love. So if I'm following every single lip gloss vendor, I would end up spending on emotions. And the second thing I would unfollow any one of them that I'm following so that I will not be able to see any product they post. So you unfollow every financial triggers, and so that this will help you see anything instead of you now ending up buying what you are not supposed to buy at the end of the day. So unfollow every financial triggers. And the last thing is for you to ask yourself, do you really need this thing before you buy it? Do you really need this thing? If at the end of the day you don't need it, or you think that you don't need it, you feel like you don't need it, then don't buy it. Instead of buying it, use your money for something more important. So before you purchase anything, ask yourself if you really need that thing before you buy it. So I mentioned 4 points, which is the first one, which is to create a 24 hours rule for you to know, okay, if you actually want to buy that thing at the end of the day, and if after 24 hours you want to buy it, then that means you are buying it because it is very, very important, and not because you just want to spend your money, or you are just buying based on emotions. And the second thing I mentioned is for you to budget for enjoyment. Yes, you are making your money and you have to enjoy. So budget anything that you are making at the end of the month, budget a part of it for enjoyment. Don't spend all your money on enjoyment. And the third one is for you to unfollow every financial triggers. You know that this thing is going to trigger you if you see anything that pertains to it. Then unfollow that person so you don't have to spend your money. Then the fourth thing I mentioned is for you to ask yourself, if you need this thing, or you are just buying it because you want to buy it, because you want to belong, because you want to buy it because your friends are, I mean your friends are using it. If at the end of the day you want to buy it because your friends are using it and not because you really really need it, then don't buy it. Don't waste your money. So yes, that is what I have to say on how you can be able to curb your spending habits. Thank you.
Perfectly put up, Phoebe. I guess you just summarized everything in a very good way. You just mentioned all the points that every like a person needs to follow in order to control his or her spending triggers. So, and
Yeah.
it was definitely a great great advice. So, I would like to just add on to both the things that sometimes it might not be possible for you to plan on your budget, but yeah, you can try to make sure that you should follow some sort of we'll definitely go on to some other topics when we talk about when we have other podcasts. So we'll be doing a lot of different topics on this particular psychology and economic thing. So when we are combining both the things, we'll be having several other things at our disposal. So why am I mentioning this right now is that I will be saying something which might be a part of the upcoming podcast. So that the thing is, if you are not able to plan your budget for enjoyment, you can what you can do is that you can have a budget for a set of things. Say for example, you have a budget, you have a set salary of say for example, I earn 50,000 a month. Okay, so you have a 50,000 a month salary. You can split it out into different parts. So you can have a 5,000 budget for enjoyment, 5,000
Mm-hmm.
budget for your groceries, 10,000 budget for your investment, like say for example 10 to 15,000 for your rent and everything, or for your household expenses. And then you can leave out certain funds for your basic investments or for your savings. So you should be having a mix of all the things. So that's, if you are unable to make a budget just for the sake of enjoyment, you can separately make a budget for different things, and altogether it will be easier for you to have a budget to make your spending habits in a good way. So what we can do is that, despite of making just a budget for enjoyment, you can, if like I feel maybe so many people might feel some issues by for making a budget for enjoyment, all sorts of stuff. So if you are having this sense of you can say that discipline cannot be achieved all the time, but yeah, we can try to make sure that we have things at our disposal, we are doing getting things done. We are not just having a thing for separate thing if we are not able to do that. But if you are able to segregate the entire income in a part that you can have different set of budget for different things, that I guess it can be attainable. So see, we people at Economicstaan can guide you. We can give in our opinions, we can give in our ways to control its spending triggers. But at the end of the day, as I mentioned, like multiple times, I always mention this to everyone, that a human being is a rational person. He or she makes a decision which at times is important, or at times is good in his or her understanding. So it's not always that you'll take in all the inputs that were put forward by us. But yeah, if you can implement some of these habits what Phoebe mentioned, I believe that you can definitely control your spending triggers. So
Mm-hmm.
so it's not that like by doing all the things, it's not that you'll control something, you lose out on something. But if you can implement all sorts of these spending triggers, you can say that healthy tips to control your spending triggers, this can this can make sure that you are getting certain power over your emotions, you are getting certain control over the things that you can spend, you are getting away from the sense of like sense of spending just on the basis of emotions and not being rational. So all things are very important. Keeping certain spending triggers at your disposal is always good for your own financial health. And that this is something, uh, structure that you can build. This is something, a thing that you can have to make sure that you have a good wealth at the end of the year that you have. Like we follow like everyone has some sense of income statement with them, everyone has some sense of expenditure with them. But if you have a set structure for controlling your spending triggers, whatever points were put forward by us, it is, I guess, more than enough to control your spending triggers. So if you are able to do all of that, if you are able to control all of that, you can be building your wealth in a very good way, in a very structural way, even in a
Yeah.
worsened economy. It's not important that you'll be getting to make good amount of funds, you'll be having a good financial health in a just a good performing economy. But if you follow these triggers, you like these healthy benefits, you can definitely control your income, and you can definitely have a wealthy, like say for example, you can definitely make a wealthy life just in a any sort of economy, be it a bad economy, be it a recovering economy, be it a losing economy, be it a very developed economy. You can make a good wealth if you follow these triggers. So I would like to wind up by saying this, Phoebe, I guess it has been wonderful having you. Like it's a great it's a great thing to have, that we are having people from out of, like out of our nation. But we already, like, as we point this out to all the individuals whenever we take interviews and whenever we have an interaction with them, that we are already present, like we're already having visibility in different parts of the world, and your country is something which has been very kind to us. So I'm always honored to have you, and we'll be definitely uh, we'll be definitely having some good times ahead working at Economicstaan, and we always feel like bringing the best quality content is the best part, best thing possible for the audience. So with that thought in mind, I guess, Phoebe, any closing note from your end?
Hmm. Well, yes. I would say that in every single thing we do, in as much as we make this money and we want to use it for something very, very important, we just don't want to spend our money on just anything. I would say that you should live within your means. Yes, we might be living in a very hard economy, in a very hard country with a very, very hard economy and everything, where some things might seem not to be working. But at the end of the day, you are earning a particular thing. You know that at the end of the day, when you work, you get paid on something. So live within what you are being paid. If at the end of the month you are working and you are earning maybe a 300,000 naira, live within that 300,000 naira. Plan yourself. You want to buy food to your inside your house, and you want to be able to eat every day comfortably. You can, if you don't know how to cook, you can learn how to cook. If you learn how to cook, you'll be able to manage whatsoever foodstuffs you buy, instead of you going out to go to restaurants to go and buy. If you know that your salary is not up to that yet, and you know that you don't know how to cook, then you learn how to cook for you to be able to feed yourself properly and still live within your means. So you will not have to be depending on anybody for you to be able to eat. And if it's about clothes, you know that okay, this is the kind of clothes you like to wear. Then I mean, you budget for that kind of clothes. You would not go outside to buy something that you know that at the end of the day you would not wear. And even if you want to buy something that you know that you will wear, there should still be a limit on it. You should be able to say, okay, I want to put out maybe a 10,000 naira to everything I wear every single month. So I will buy whatever I love to wear with 10,000 naira every single month. So at the end of the day, you are not spending what you don't need to spend. When you see a cloth of 50,000 naira, you know that okay, no, this is above my budget. This is not what I budgeted for to buy. Then you leave it till when you are able to get and when you're able to be making much up to that for you to be able to afford that. So live within your means. Live within your means, and you will be able to succeed even in a hard economy if you learn how to live within your means. Thank you.
Perfect, perfect. So I guess it summarizes the entire podcast for us. So that's all what we have discussed, and I would like to leave the floor open for all your comments, for all your feedbacks. So I would not take much further, like much time for you. So I would like, if you have come down to this far of the podcast, to this end of the podcast, guys, we'll be doing a proper series on the entire psychology and economics thing. We'll be mixing a different concepts of economics and bringing the psychology aspect to it. So we have been very kind to get a good amount of support from you people. So we are expecting the same amount of response from you as well. Moving forward, we will be having a lot of different things coming on to you. Like we'll be having some sort of academic content. We are definitely now on a path to grow our platform. So we are on a part of growing the organization in a different way, in a multifold way. So
Mhm.
expecting all the support and love from you people. Go and hit that follow subscribe button, go and hit that like button, put forward your comments, share this video to whosoever you feel that important, because it is a very common topic. It is important to all the sets of people. So share it, show some love, follow us, watch us on Instagram, watch us on social media, watch us on our like website. This is Rehan signing off from Economicstaan. We'll be having some good, very good podcasts coming forward. Looking forward for more. And thank you so much, guys, for being with us till this end, and
Yeah.
looking to have you all in the next coming podcast. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.